Hi everyone, my name is Khomoto. I'm the founder of the channel Supreme Hope. So today we are driving through Alexandra in Johannesburg and it's a Saturday afternoon. The video was recorded on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of the month of May in Alex, as it's fondly known. The the neighborhoods surrounding Alex are Weinberg and Lombardy. I know very well that this is not the content that you have signed up for. However, as we all know, the only thing that is constant is change. In as much as I enjoyed shooting videos with people that are struggling with addiction and learning a lot from what they struggle with on a daily basis has taught me a lot. And I think if you've been following this channel and watching the videos, you would also agree that we have learned a lot about addiction. But there are some things that I would like to bring to your attention that you might have also wondered about. Some of the videos of the people that I took would literally haunt me and I would get nightmares about them, and that affected my mental health negatively. And as if the nightmares were not enough, my safety became a concern as well. There were threats that were made against me and my family because some people believed that I was taking out bread from their mouths. So I had to think long and hard about this decision that I've had to make. And it was a no-brainer for me. I've got two small kids and I've got a lot to live for. So I don't want to put any of my family members or myself in danger. And with that being said, I have stopped recording people who are addicted or going to where they live. Going forward, the content that I would create is the content that is travel, that shows you different types of locations and more. So the content that I'll be creating in the next 3 to 6 months and that I'll be showcasing will be a series which is about travel, the good, the bad, and the ugly of South Africa and wherever else that I will travel. Now, the other question you might have is then what happens to the people that I have gone out to seek help for? These are people like Gamo, who's in Pretoria. I'll be working together with their families to help them get the help that they need. But I will no longer be interviewing new people or interviewing addicts again. All right, now let's get into what this new content is about. As you can see in front of me, like I don't even know if it's a pothole or what. And there's also water streaming I don't know where the water is coming from or where the water is going. However, this is Alexandra in Johannesburg. So if you are South African, like many of us, there's places that we haven't been to. But if you're not even South African, you'll benefit a lot from this. So Alex is said to be one of the poorest urban areas in South Africa. It is situated on the banks of Jaskei River, and the story of Alex dates back to 1904, right? And Black people were not living in this area. So in 1904, a gentleman named Papenfuss, a wealthy farmer, bought a number of farms in the Alex area, one of which is known as Zandfontein. And it would now become a township where Black people would live. As you know, in the past, Black people in South Africa were not allowed to own any property. And the name Alex was actually his wife. Her name is Alexandra. And they were helped by a gentleman who was their cook named Hey Ngele Mbanjwa. And yeah, that's how the story of Alex started. There are some interesting facts that I will bring to your attention that I also found to be mind blowing for me because I'm also learning. And as I'm doing my research, I'm going to be taking you through some of these interesting facts. Now, as I'm driving through, you can see on the right hand side, there's a big building which looks like a 3-4 story building. Okay, there's also goats in the middle of Alex. This also shocked me. Okay, so the the building that you see on your right, this building is situated on the corner of Alfred Nzo Street and 4th Avenue in Alex. It's a hostel and it was initially meant to house over 5,000 men. However, the hostel now houses a great number of men and women, including children. The hostel is traditionally known as an Inkatha Freedom Party stronghold. And yeah, as you can see on the right, so there it is. I'm going to have to come back to Alex to do a walkabout, but I just thought that I should start posting this so that you are aware of the content that is coming up and what you can also expect. And on the other side, I'm not sure if it's a hostel as well or if it's low cost housing and who's meant to sit there. So it looks like the orange building that you're seeing just after this hostel. It looks like container houses and it's also fenced. So I'm not sure if it's a new development or what. There's also girls that are coming from school. They are probably doing their grade 12 for matric. And yeah, it was interesting for me because there was just so many people on the street. Well, it's a Saturday. And the other thing that I should mention that is famous with Saturdays is that a lot of people do their laundries on Saturdays. So like there was a lot of people who had their clothes hung out to dry. And it looks like normal day in Alex. But I don't stay in Alex, and I've been to Alex a couple of times, but I don't have any family members in Alex that would give me an opportunity to experience the life of Alex. However, I have come to realize that one of my friends that I've known for a while comes from Alex. So he's going to hook me up with his friend and cousin who stays in Alex and has grown up in Alex to take us through Alex on a walking tour. So on the right, I'm not sure if it's a hostel or it's a low-cost housing area or it's just apartments that have been built to rent out to people who are staying in the area. There seems to be a lot of these high-rise buildings that are accommodation or used for accommodation. And there also seems to be a lot of economic activity in this area. So how big is Alex, you might ask? So it covers an area of about 800 hectares, including the East Bank, and its infrastructure was designed for a population of about 70,000 people. The current population estimates vary widely and have been put at a figure which is ranging from 180,000 to 750,000 people that are currently staying in Alex. And 99% of people who stay in Alex are predominantly black. And the languages that are mostly spoken are isiZulu, Northern Sotho, which is also known as Sepedi. So the white minibuses that you see are called taxis. They drive around the area picking up people who are going to different locations, and you'll also see that there's a lot of people who are seated on the side of the road that are selling. They could be selling fruits, vegetables, some are selling fruits as well. There are also people who are selling tires on the side of the road. So some of the buildings look like they've got some sort of structure, or they were built a very long time ago. They are much more different than the houses that have been recently built. And the economic activity seems to be quite big as well, because at every corner, what I noticed was that there's like a tuck shop, somebody selling something, there's like people hustling everywhere. And I find it to be interesting. Even though I'm South African, I might not have grown up in Alex, but there are other townships that I've grown up in that I will take you through to those places. And I think every township has its own personality, and it's quite interesting, if I am to say that. And so at the moment we are passing the Juskei River on the left. So the Juskei, it's a bridge that is passing the Juskei River. The Juskei River passes underneath us. And as we we're gonna turn left just now. I'm not sure what the tire is there for, but that was also interesting. So as you go out of I spoke to early there. Um, we're about to pass the Juskei River now. Yeah, on the left and right. This is where this is the bridge to the river, and there on your far right you can see a double-story house. And yeah, as you can see, the people are getting lesser and lesser as we move out of the heart of Alex. And that's the tire I was talking about earlier on. You'll excuse me as I'm trying to record this new style, in this new style of recording and getting things right. I guess there'll be mistakes here and there, but yeah, it'll get better with time as I learn and learn more. So now we are going to go to a different part. Like on the right hand side, when you see, it looks like it's suburbs. These are like how houses in the suburbs look like in most cases, but it's still in one community. So also do tell me what else you'd like to see, so that I can maybe record that and go to those areas. So one of the interesting things that I came to learn about Alex while I was doing my research is I wondered like which famous people that we know have lived in Alex. And yeah, it seems like a lot of politicians have lived in Alex at some point in their lives. So the Deputy President of South Africa, which is Paul Mashatile, has lived there. Lesetja Kganyago, who is the Reserve Bank Governor, and Ivan Khoza, who is the Sports Administrator, has lived in Alex. But there's also former Mozambican President Samora Machel, Hugh Masekela, who was a musician and a jazz trumpeter, lived there. The former president's wife, who is Zanele Mbeki, has lived there. Former President Kgalema Motlanthe has lived there, and Nelson Mandela lived there at some point in his life. And some rappers have also lived there. One of the rappers is El Tido, and the other one is the late Nkululeko Flaba Habedi. And also Hastings Banda, who's the former president of Malawi. Yeah, I found that to be very interesting. And yeah, on the right there is a double-story house and a lot of taxis and cars. And yeah, I just thought, for me, my mind was blown. My mind was blown by Alex. And the other thing that I noticed is that there's also a lot of rubbish that has been put on the pavement, and a lot of potholes. I mean, so many people that like are prominent have lived in that area. You would think that perhaps it would be upgraded or something done in order to better the lives of the people who are living there. But I guess there's a lot to do. I don't know. I don't know much about the politics that are happening in Alex at the moment and regarding the struggles of empowering the people and also uplifting the community. But the one thing that worried me that I couldn't capture on the video because of the sun or where the sun was the fact that there's a park on Juskei River where kids go and play, and the riverbank is just there and it's not fenced off. And I couldn't believe it. I just didn't make sense to me why kids would play in, or why the government would think it's okay for kids to play on a riverbank that is not closed off. So yeah, that's one thing that just blew my mind while driving around Alex. And there seems to also have they also have a lot of restaurants where people were seen outside just sitting and chilling. And there's also a lot of potholes. The roads are not as good. Like the roads are not good at all. Some parts are better than others, but some parts, like, you can't even drive. It looks like it's a one-way road. And yeah, interesting times, I would say. So what I'm doing, a lot of people would not recommend that a tourist does this. And the other thing that I found to be interesting was throughout this drive that I did, my tracker company called me 3 times to say, am I safe? Am I all right? What am I doing in Alex? I must just make sure I'm safe at all times. I was like, yo, but Tracker does this where you go when you go into a lot of informal settlements, or what we call locations, which is a township. You'll get your tracker calling you to say, are you safe? What are you doing there? Who are you with? Is everything all right? And then the call will stop, and then they'll call you again like 3-4 times until you get out of that area. And it wasn't new for me for the tracker to call me when I'm in a township, so that was not very alarming to me. But you might find that to be, interesting. So the next video that I'm going to do is going to be something similar. I'm not only going to show the good or the bad. I'm going to show a mixture of the good, the bad, and the ugly of South Africa, or wherever I'm traveling, even though it's not in South Africa. So I hope you love and enjoy my videos, and yeah, let me know what kind of content you'd like to see more so that I can sway to that direction as well. Thank you for watching, and yeah, keep it locked. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video, and leave a comment. I appreciate all your comments. I might not be able to respond to all of them, but I appreciate each and every comment, each and every like and watch. Thank you so much for keeping tuned. There as I go into the highway leaving Alex.